Hi, hello, my name is Liz, and you are watching For Booking Out Loud. Today, I wanted to go over the books I want to get to reading in September. As you might have noticed in my August wrap-up, I can get through quite a few books, but as I'm getting back into teaching, I'm realizing I don't have as much time as I certainly did in August. So I'm definitely going to have an ambitious TBR for this month, but I make no promises that I will accomplish this TBR. Let's get into it. So one novel that I've been meaning to read for over a year now is Homegoing by Gyasi, and I believe it's her debut novel. I've heard nothing but good things about this book. I honestly don't know much about it, just that I need to read it, and I should have read it a year ago. And I have it on audio, so I finally am going to get to it this month, because I believe I'm gonna get through quite a few audiobooks, just how my schedule's working out. Another audiobook that I really want to get to is Everything I Never Told You. I read Little Fires Everywhere this past summer, and I absolutely loved it. And I'm just really interested in another story by her to see if she is an author that I want to follow and an author I want to look for in the future. Now, I have been in love with N.K. Jemisim's books ever since I picked up the 5 seasons last year. It might have been 2 years ago. But I have been dying to read her new novel, The City We Became, and I have been waiting for her book from my library for I think it was 15 weeks now, and I think I'm going to be able to get it this month, and I'm super excited. And I've just heard all these great things. The concept is just amazing. The idea is that cities have a life of their own. They're their own people, and they just become what they want to be. But she takes this idea and she turns it into something that goes wrong. She takes the city of New York, and New York itself doesn't become cities. The different neighborhoods of New York become different cities. And I'm just so excited to pick it up and see if I enjoy it just as much as others have. I also want to pick up Feminism from Mikki Kendall, which is a nonfiction that is supposed to talk about how feminism, the way that it is now, is not truly what it's supposed to be, and how white women have kind of appropriated it for themselves. And I'm really interested to see how Kendall has articulated her argument and the history behind it. Nonfiction for me. Bring it. The last novel I want to pick up for this month is actually my book of the month choice. It's Winter Counting, and I'm really truly excited for it. It sounds like a great mystery novel, and it also brings to light how a lot of crimes committed on reservations go unsolved, and just this idea that takes its life of its own. And it sounds like you have mystery horror, or mystery true crime, and a little bit of a revenge plot in it. Don't know too much about it, really excited to read it, and it sounds like a great first novel for this author. Now on to some Stephen King books for this month. Last month I was able to read The Shining by Stephen King, so this month I want to pick up his sequel to that book, I guess, Dr. Sleep. From my understanding, it takes the main character's Jake, the little boy from The Shining, and it's when he is an adult. And it's supposed to spin the idea of The Shining even more. And it's about twice as thick as The Shining, but that's honestly all I know about it. That it's the sequel to The Shining, and it still has the character Jake in it. I think it was written 2 decades after King wrote The Shining. So, we'll see. And then the other King book I want to read this month is Carrie, his first novel that he ever wrote. And it's pretty thin, very beloved. You know, girl gets tormented all through high school, and then she has these powers where she gets to torment her bullies back. Who wouldn't love it? I hope I enjoy it just as much as everyone else did. And this month I also want to start picking up his Bachman books. So the first one is Thinner by his pseudonym Richard Bachman. It's about a guy who runs over a gypsy and doesn't confess to killing her. And so she curses him right before she dies. And it's about his horror at this curse, where he is forced to be consumed by himself, therefore getting thinner and thinner until he disappears, I guess. Very interesting concept, very excited to read it. And then I also want to pick up, what I have is the Bachman collection, which is a series of 4 novellas by Stephen King's pseudonym Richard Bachman. It has Rage, The Long Walk, Roadwork, and The Running Man. Now, I know Rage is out of print now because it's supposed to, I guess, make a school shooter, seem good from what I've heard. But I still want to read it because it's in this collection and just make my own opinions about it. And then The Long Walk, Roadwork, and The Running Man, I've heard are very beloved by Stephen King fans, so I'm excited to, I guess, again, make my own opinion about that and read them for myself. Now, as for the Dark Tower series, these books are pretty thick as you go on, and so I am going to try to get my hands on and then subsequently read 2 more in this series this month, which would be The Wolves of Kala and The Song of Susanna. All I know is that they are the next in the series, and then I'll be 1 more away from finishing that series. I hope I enjoy them. I hope that these books don't make me want to quit the series because I've just gotten so far into them. And I've heard a lot of good things about Wolves of Kala. So we'll see. I'm very hopeful. For the Witcher series, the next book is about 800 pages in the series. So I'm only going to try to read 1 this month, which will be The Time of Contempt. Time of Contempt. Just trying to continue that series and not stall it or stop it. Again, I don't know much about it. I just know it's the next in the series, and I truly enjoyed the first 3, so just continuing that storyline, and I hope I continue to enjoy it as much as the first 3. And then I want to start and finish I'm crazy, I know, but I want to start and finish The World of Howl by Diana Wayne Jones this month. Now, if you have seen the Ghibli film, Studio Ghibli film, Howl's Moving Castle, the first book in this series is what this book is based off, or is what this movie is based off of. And I have really wanted to read it since I was young and I watched that movie for the first time, but for some reason it just kept getting away from me and I just never picked it up. I actually really enjoy Diana Wynne Jones's books. I loved, I guess, a couple of her series growing up, and I just, for some reason, never picked this series up. And so it's a middle grade series. It's a beautiful fantasy that I've heard, and who would reject a little bit of magic in their lives, which Howl's Moving Castle and the subsequent books are. Now, saying that, I also want to finish quite a few other fantasy series. I definitely want to finish Percy Jackson and the Olympians. I have one more book, which is the Last Olympian. And so definitely getting that done this month. And right after I finish that, I want to start the Heroes of Olympus series, which has 5 books in the series. And I do own it, and again, just never got around to reading it. That is about, instead of just the Greek gods, I believe Riordan starts introducing the Roman gods into his world, which I know not that many things about, and hopefully I'll get to discover some new things while reading this beautiful middle grade. And then if I'm able to get through those 5 books this month, I want to continue on to his Red Pyramid series, the Kane Chronicles series, which the first book in it is called The Red Pyramid. And that's about the Egyptian gods. He just explores all of mythology in the world, period, I believe. So the Kane Chronicles have 3 books in them. And if I'm able to start and finish that series this month, I want to continue on to the Magnus Chase series. Magnus Chase and the Gods of Asgard, which from that title, hopefully you're familiar with the Norse god mythology that Riordan introduces. And that also has 3 books into it. So if I'm all done with those books, I'm really hopeful that I'll be ready for the Trials of Apollo series in October, where he will be releasing his last book. And again, I'm hoping that I'll enjoy them enough to continue and just be really excited for it. What are your plans for September? Leave a comment down below. If you're interested in more content, I post every Tuesdays and Fridays. I hope you're safe. I hope you're doing well. I'll see you next time. Bye. Which is, last month I was able to read I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing safe. Or I hope you're safe. Oh, what's it called?